If you're someone who likes direction and just wants to be told what are the most effective things for you to be doing, this is the episode for you, sister. Tune in to learn the 10 things I do every day that have kept my weight stable and my energy high for 5 years, why they work for all women in perimenopause, and how to start implementing so that you don't quit. Let's dive in.
What's up, sister? Welcome back to the Period Whisperer podcast, the show helping perimenopause and menopause women de-stress your body and decode what it's saying to you so you can own your own health, energy, and weight loss again. If you're new, I'm so happy you're here. I'm Bria. I'm your host, a recovering people pleaser and hustle addict turned functional and holistic hormone specialist. Let's lean in and learn what your body is saying to you.
Hey, sister. Welcome back to the Period Whisperer podcast. As always, I am just so grateful that you are here and that you're spending time with me, and really that you're taking time for yourself, to figure out what you might need, how to heal. Because I think one of the biggest challenges for us, particularly as women, actually there's two. Ready? I'm bringing in a second one too. One is that we are trained to look outside of us for answers instead of tuning inside of us. And I can confidently tell you at my beginning to be wise age of 43 that I never find the answers outside of me. They're always inside of me. The body, when it comes to our health, especially, so much of the answers are inside of us. Sometimes we need help finding those answers, and that's where we look outside for support and help. But the answers to the path, to the problem start inside of us, and we need to look inside. And the second thing is that we are really, really, really good at putting other people ahead of us and prioritizing other people and tying that to our worth, right? Tying our productivity to our worth, tying what we do for other people to our worth. And that's not entirely, I would say that's not our fault. I mean, culturally, that's what we're taught to do, but it's also hormonally ingrained in us. You know, from the age of puberty until this time, this hormone shifting time of perimenopause, that is a huge piece of what estrogen does for us. It pushes us to prioritize the lives of others over ours for our children to survive, for survival of our children. So it is a normal thing. But now we are at this beautiful stage in our life where estrogen is starting to decline. Or maybe it's declined significantly. We don't want it to decline before it needs to. So I'm hopeful that you are here learning how to keep your estrogen from declining before it needs to. But as it starts to decline, we are able to begin to consider ourselves more. And in fact, I think our body is demanding it. This is a critical time for us to start prioritizing ourselves over all others. First, because we as women are typically like the nucleus of our family. If we fall down, others fall down. If we rise up, others rise up. I mean, I think that's true of everyone in life, right? When we rise and we lift others, when we fall, we drag others. That is what often happens. So I think that piece is really important. But this is really a time for us to be going after this piece for us, because did you know that humans are only one of 3 species where women live past reproductive age, or females live past reproductive age? Human women, female elephants, and killer whales. That's it. We all live past reproductive age. Everyone else, every other species does not live very long past reproductive age. And the research behind that suggests it's because of wisdom, the passing down of knowledge, education, to continue the evolution and the thriving of the next generations. And I believe that. When I think about everything I've learned from the women who've gone before me, I think this is how we've gotten better, right? Through communication, through sharing. So it's an important time for us to embrace this. Anyway, all that to say, I'm going to pass some wisdom on to you today, because one of the things that I always really wanted, anytime I'm stuck, I just want someone to tell me what to do. And although the answers are within us, sometimes there is some support and direction we can get from someone who's gone before us. And for 5 years now, 5 years ago, pretty much around this time, a little over 5 years ago, I was in the darkest phase of my health, which made no sense to me because for 10 years I had been a fitness and nutrition coach. I had worked out every day. I didn't have everything figured out, but I thought I had a lot figured out. And I was struggling with my health. I was really, really starting to struggle more than just symptoms. Like, yes, I had gained weight. I'd gained about 10, 15 pounds. You can go way back in my Instagram because I have been out here in the social media landscape for over a decade. You can go way back and see this change in my body where I went from fairly lean to all of a sudden a bit fluffier. And then everything changed when I figured out this perimenopause piece, when I started to tune in and listen to my body. So I wanted to give you some tips on how to do that because I was suffering with the weight gain. I was suffering with really heavy and uncomfortable periods for the first time in my life. I was really starting to struggle with anxiety. I had this weird twitch in my eye that just wouldn't go away for months. And I was having digestive issues. I stopped sleeping well. Like I was a hot mess all of a sudden. And my wonderful healthcare provider was like, Bria, you're the picture of health because I had all of these checked boxes, these great habits. And I know so many of you have these as well. You're doing the things, but the things aren't working. And because perimenopause adds this demand, this energy demand to us. What I didn't realize is that I was in health debt because some of the choices I was making that I thought were quote unquote healthy were not serving and nourishing my body. So I wanted to give you some quick guidance today on 10 things that I fundamentally believe with all of me are critical parts of supporting my foundational health in my body and in my life. And my foundational health, I mean things that all bodies really need to be healthy, to be optimized, especially women. And then they, of course, support hormone production. Because let's remember, we're talking a lot in perimenopause and we see it's a huge hot topic right now, our hormones. And I love it. I love that it's getting a lot of airtime. But we have to remember that our sex hormones are chemical messengers. They don't typically go off on their own. The problem arises in the messaging to them or the pathways they're told to go. So we need to create health foundations so the messaging and the pathways are not messed up. That's what causes hormone imbalance, right? And that's where a lot of our symptoms come from. And yes, when we reach menopause, we do have a significantly lower amount of our sex hormones. And one of the most beneficial things we can do for those hormones, if it's right for you, is hormone replacement therapy. But if you don't have the foundations, that hormone replacement therapy won't work very well for you. And that is key, right? We want to make sure if we're going to use tools, that the tools are going to work and we're not wasting our time or causing more trouble when we use tools. We want them to work. This is how we biohack, as people say. But in order to biohack, you've got to have a solid foundation of health. So here are my 10 things that I do every day. And I'll preface this by saying 80% of the time, not necessarily every single day, but 80% of the time. So I do these on the regular most days because I don't think perfect has to come into play. And I don't think life is perfect. And I also think there's a lot of value in breaking routine here and there. But most of the time, these are the things that I am doing every single day, and I don't even think about them. So I'm going to share them with you. If you want, some of these things are things that you can invest in. Some of these things are free that you can just do for yourself. If you want the links for these things, or sometimes some of them have great discount codes for, I want you to send me a quick email, briatheperiodwhisperer@gmail.com, or you can hit me up on Instagram and just put daily in the subject line or send me a little message that says daily hormones so that I can then send you this little Google Doc that's going to give you the hyperlink so you can grab discounts or you can see exactly what I'm using if you want to know what I love. Okay, number one of 10. I wake up in the morning and after peeing and brushing my teeth, the very, very, very first thing I do is make a greens and electrolyte drink. I take a big shaker cup. They're like 32 ounces of water. I put ice in it. I put a scoop of greens, and the greens that I love, there are other great greens out there, but the greens that I love are Organifi greens. What I love about Organifi is that 1, they're organic. 2, they are chock full of microgreens and nutrients that fuel the gut flora in your gut, which is a key part of happy hormones. And 3, they taste good. So, because I'm not going to drink something that doesn't taste good. And then I also like to add an electrolyte. And right now I'm super loving the Hydrate and Detox by Hugh and Grace because it has some amazing detoxification ingredients in there. So you're getting I'm getting right in that. I'm getting some of the huge minerals I need in order to detox. So we're getting magnesium and we're getting the sodium. We're getting the key things that we need that are going to help detox the body. We're getting some glutathione, which is really huge, a huge antioxidant in the body. We're getting some prebiotics, we're getting some probiotics. We're getting a lot of stuff right in there. So I make this drink, I put a scoop of greens, a scoop of the electrolyte in, I fill it up with water, and I drink that sucker. I drink it right away. Sometimes I take it on my walk, but mostly I get it in as the first hydrating thing. So I'm right away getting like 32 ounces of water in, probably a little less because there's some ice in there, and some really awesome gut and detoxification fuel for my body. Remember, the messaging to the body and the messaging from the body is gonna include the gut both times. And then of course, the messaging from the body, from the hormones, is going to include your liver. And we really need to detoxify the body and support those things massively. So I love those. I've got great discount codes for those. Again, send me that email if you want those. Number 2, the second thing I do is I go for a walk. Now, I would love to say I went for a walk when the sun is up, but that is not what my life looks like. I do have a dog, and I share custody with him and with my ex-husband on him. So he needs to be walked every day, and that's really, really helpful. But if he is not here, I do walk on my own, or I walk with my wife. I walk. I love to get up and do that first thing in the morning. If it's cold, I like it because it wakes me up and it gives me, really great refreshing feeling. If it is hot, then usually the sun is up by then. I'm getting that beautiful vitamin D in the eyes and resetting that circadian rhythm. But I wake up, I get my greens in, and I walk. And on my walk, I listen to something. I do. I like to listen to something that sets my mind for the day. So I go to my podcast app. I'm listening to really, whatever I'm feeling like that day. Sometimes it's just fun. Sometimes it's educational. Whatever I'm trying to learn and grow with, I love to listen to that day. And of course, sometimes I catch up with my girlfriends or my sister. But number 1, greens and electrolyte, first thing in the morning. It's going to help you massively hydrate and detox your body, which we need all the time. Number 2, I walk. I walk for my mindset. I walk to set my circadian rhythm. I walk for proper lymphatic drainage and getting the body moving. I walk. I usually walk for about 30 to 40 minutes. Number 3, I get home from my walk and I take about 10 minutes, and I just like to look at my day. What's my focus for the day? I take 2 minutes to look at my focus, and then I take 8 minutes, and I have recently started journaling. This is my latest habit stack that I'm adding on. If you listened to the episode on the podcast last week with the amazing Michelle Fraley, she has just put out an incredible book, Guided Journal for Self-Discovery and Balance. Kind of like meditation for me, I need a guide, and I find the prompts in this so helpful for me to rediscover the things that bring me joy, which is really incredible, the things that fill my soul, the things that make me happy, and it brings gratitude forth. And I don't actually have to think that much because it's already prompted for you. So I'm loving, loving, loving this journal. You can get it on Amazon. It's super inexpensive. And Michelle Fraley is just the total dog's pajamas. So I spend 10 minutes just doing that. And then I like to make a bit of a shake, a pre-workout shake. So what I actually make a couple shots of coffee. I pour it over ice. I add in a really great scoop of clean vegan protein. So it's got 20 grams of protein in it. I'm really loving the Triple Boost protein by Hugh and Grace these days. It's got your B12. It's got spirulina. So it's got a lot of areas covered. It's got zinc. It's got all the complete, really clean protein. That's really important. The sources of your protein and where you get it from. We don't want to add more toxins to our body, right? We don't want to add more work for our body. We want to decrease the work and add energy supply to the body. That's what we're going for. So I really love the Triple Boost because we're getting so much bang for our buck, especially minerals that we need all day long to help detoxify the body and give the body the tools to make our hormones. That's what our hormones are made up of. So I usually put this coffee over ice. I pour in the protein. So now I'm not having my coffee on an empty stomach. I put in collagen. which I'm also loving from Hue and Grace. They've got a great marine collagen. I have been a longtime vegetarian since I was 9 years old, but I do eat sustainably sourced wild caught fish now. So that is where I'll get my marine collagen from. So that really suits me. And I add in creatine. I'm loving the creatine from Thorne. It's really made a huge difference in my workouts and my sleep, ironically, which is crazy. So I pour all of this into a shaker cup, I shake it all up, and I drink it. Sometimes I drink this while I'm reviewing my day in my journal, and I kind of get that in. And as soon as I'm done that, I hit the gym. I hit the gym in my garage, so I don't go very far, and I do a 30-minute workout. Now, sometimes that workout, so 4 days a week, I'm doing weights, and 2 days a week, I'm doing yoga. But I have my pre-workout stuff either way because I'm really mitigating that cortisol spike in the morning with getting in the protein. I'm regulating my blood sugar right away. I'm giving my muscles what they need for recovery because the body is tired. It needs help in this stage of life. We want to provide it with as much help as we can. So I'm hitting the weights. These days, I am loving a program called Dig Deeper on Beachbody On Demand, Body, it's now called. But I will sometimes just, so I'll do 4 weights and then I'll just do 2 yogas. Sometimes I entirely focus for 3 months on mobility exercises. And I kind of like to alternate like 2-3 months of mobility and flexibility with 2-3 months of real weightlifting and resistance training. That really works for me. But either way, I hit the mat for 30 minutes to do something, to move my body, because the rest of my day I do a lot of sitting. I work one-on-one with clients, which I love and fills my soul, but I'm just stationary. So I like to move. I like to build that lean muscle, because building muscle, if you have the energy to invest in muscle building, is the best ROI, the best return on investment that you can give yourself for your hormones, for your long-term health, for how you feel in your brain and your body and your soul. That was number 5. Number 6, I eat. I eat breakfast, I eat lunch, and I eat dinner. I rarely snack unless I'm going to have to go more than 4 to 5 hours. But here's the caveat with your nutrition. You need to eat enough in that meal to keep you full and satisfied for 4 to 5 hours until the next meal. We've got to take the time to figure this piece out. It can take 2 to 3 weeks. It can take 4 weeks sometimes. But it's one of the primary things I work on with my clients is nutrition first, because it is one of our 3 massive sources of energy providing to the body, our nutrition, right? If our nutrition is off, we're already going to struggle because we can't always control our sleep. We try, we create space for it, but we can't always control it. Nutrition, we get to control entirely. It's entirely up to you what you put in your body. So every day I'm eating a breakfast, I'm eating a lunch, and I'm eating a dinner. 1, because I need to regulate my blood sugar. Dysregulated blood sugar is one of the fastest ways to mess up your hormones and tax your body. We don't have time for that. We don't. So we need to eat these things. And for me, I am what they call a mixed oxidizer. So I'm pretty good with 25 to 30 grams of protein per meal. That's what I focus on, 25 to 30 grams, getting some good fats in, and a lot of veggies. That's what I love to do to feel full and satisfied. So I have a breakfast, a lunch, and a dinner. I rarely snack. And I always take a hot minute to breathe before I eat. This is the key. This is a habit to stack on, just to bring that central nervous system down. Research has shown us in studies that the state of our nervous system when we eat food will make an impact as to whether those nutrients are assimilated and used as energy or stored as fat. We don't want it stored as fat. We want it used as energy because we're trying to increase the energy in the body. So we want to just take a minute and breathe. Step number 7, I walk after dinner. Again, every single night after dinner, I walk. Well, I shouldn't say every single, 80%, right? Again, I have a dog that needs to go out. This is a wonderful habit. I have my son comes with me and we always walk every night after dinner. It is so powerful regulating your nervous system. It's so powerful regulating your blood sugar. It brings you closer to the people in your life if you have them, or you can catch up with another friend on the phone if you want, or you can just enjoy the stars, enjoy the cold, enjoy the heat, enjoy the sunset, whatever's happening. Connect with your neighbors a little bit. But getting out and moving, and for me, it's just about 20 minutes after dinner. It's nothing crazy, but I get out and I move after dinner because it is massive for your hormones. Plus, it keeps me from just plopping down on the couch. Start using that energy because I get tired at the end of the day. All right, number 8. I always take minerals at night. So for me, that really looks like omega-3s, omega-3 fatty acids, and a lot of magnesium. I really like to take at night. Those are kind of my no matter what's. If I'm taking other supplements and they can work with those, I'll take those at night as well. But those are the ones that I consistently take because, again, we are significantly depleted of minerals, and minerals are critical for the detoxification of our body, which is huge since our body is bombarded with toxins more than ever before, more than the generations of women before us. So we really want to detoxify the body as best as we can. And minerals will really help you to do that. And if I'm in my luteal or menstrual phase, I'll have a snack. I'll have a snack before bed. This is the one time I will have a snack. And what I like to do is have like a tablespoon or two of nut butter, like real pure nut butter, just nuts, some salt. One, sometimes that can help with minerals. If you have trouble taking supplements without food, it can be really helpful. But two, it really helps with blood sugar regulation. And if you are waking up in the night, especially between 2 and 4 a.m., often it's a blood sugar issue. And so just having a little bit of something before you go to bed can really help you get through that hump of either staying asleep or getting back to sleep quite easily. So it's a great little hack, and I always use it in my luteal and menstrual phase. I'll have that little snack. I don't find I need the same in my follicular and ovulatory phase, but in your luteal and menstrual phase, this is when you are have a higher metabolism and you're burning more calories. All right, number 9. As I'm kind of crawling into bed, I do like to take a quick look at my day again, just to kind of rest my brain on what I'm going to do the next day, kind of set my intention. I find that really helpful so I don't feel lost or confused or wake up and start reeling in my brain at night. And number 10, I go to bed. I go to bed by 10 o'clock every single night. If I had my way, I'd go to bed at 9:30, but it just doesn't always work when you have teenagers. But I go to bed by 10 almost every night. Again, 80%, because the hours of sleep from 10 till midnight in a healthy circadian rhythm are worth 4 hours of deep sleep. These are our deepest sleep hours. So if you want to have more energy, you want to capture those particular hours. Okay, those are my 10 tips, sisters. Greens and electrolytes first in the morning, walk in something good for my mindset, review my day in journal, get that protein, collagen, and creatine in before your workout, hit that mat to work those muscles or stretch them out, eat your 3 meals with some good breath work beforehand, walk after dinner, minerals and snack, review my day, and off to bed. Here's a little bonus for you. And then I'm going to teach you real quick on how I made these things happen. You still want to rupture and have fun in your life. So I do find that all work and no play, all routine and no break can make me dull, make me feel vanilla and a little boring, and I get edgy. So I do find that every couple weeks I need to break out and do something different, try something new, go to a different restaurant, experience like something that's happening in your town, go dancing, catch up with friends, do something that shakes it up so that you can feel the aliveness again. It's such an important bonus tip for you. Here's how I did this, because this started for me 5 years ago. I habit stacked. So trying to do all of these things at once can be really overwhelming. So pick number 1. Wake up, start your days with your greens and your electrolyte. Do that for an entire week. And then the second week, add in that walk. Do that for an entire week. And then the third week, take the time to review your day and do a little bit of journaling. Add that in for that week. Habit stack these things. Don't force yourself to do things all at once. We grossly underestimate what can happen a little bit at a time over time. And so when we try to do everything at once, we just fall apart sometimes. But if you just pick one thing and you focus in on that thing, in 10 weeks, you could absolutely be nailing this piece. And then you will have a rock solid foundation that I believe in my soul, and I've seen it now in hundreds of my clients, will support your hormones, will set you up for success. Now, here's the thing. If it's not working, if you're doing these things and you still feel like you should feel better than you do, or you're not feeling any better, that is proof to you that something is off inside the body. You've been to your healthcare practitioner, they say you're fine, you don't feel fine, you're doing the foundations, that's the time you want to reach out to a functional practitioner like myself to book a call. Book a call and get on a free consultation and see what functional lab work can help you uncover the hidden stressors in your body. Because we don't know where the problem is going on sometimes in these hidden stressors. Is it in your hormones? Is there an imbalance? And if so, where is the imbalance and why the imbalance? So we can go after that one thing, right? Is it in your immune system? Is it in your nervous system? Is it in your gut health, your digestion? Like, where is the problem so that we can get some support to specifically fix that problem? So you're not just blindly taking supplements and hoping that they work. That becomes a very expensive, wasteful habit, I find. I know, because I have a huge supplement graveyard of things that I really didn't need to be taking or shouldn't have been taking. These are foundational for everyone, these habits, these 10 habits. But again, if they're not working, reach out, book a call, take your health into your own hands. Don't make these things a big deal. They require commitment. So I want you to go after your health, but recognize how foundational these are for your health. All right, sisters, now you know you have a great little 10-step checklist for you to start building upon and what to do if they aren't working for you, because these are the way and these are the path. I want you to go out. I want you to be more in your life. I want you to have all the energy. I want you to feel amazing in your body because it saves you so much time and it provides more energy for you to go after your dreams when these things are dialed in. Okay, sisters, so much love to you. So glad you are here. Share this episode with someone if you think it'll help, and we will catch you in the next episode.
Thank you so much for joining me on the Period Whisperer podcast. If you liked this episode, take 30 seconds right now to write a review on iTunes and then reach out to me directly on Instagram at Bria_period_whisperer and message me there with a screenshot of your review. As a thank you, I will give you a customized free hormone audit to get you on your way to the best health of your life in midlife.